Victory gardens. That's the answer. We can grow food for victory in our own backyards, and even in vacant lots, where perhaps only weeds flourished before. Millions of men and women are finding real joy in victory gardening. And year in, year out, if need be, with our own hands, we can grow the gardens of victory. Get the advice of professional experts on how to derive the most from backyard planting.
Hi, I'm Eric Jackson, head gardener here at Old Salem. Today we're going to think about what is essential for your victory garden's success. But first, let's check in on those tomato seedlings that I transplanted last episode. So as you can see, these plants have grown. They're about to outgrow their containers and ready to transplant. But tomatoes don't really like cool temperatures. And the forecast for Saturday night here at Old Salem is 35 degrees. So we're going to wait to transplant them until after this cool spell. So let's go out in the garden and think about what is essential for your plant's success. There are 3 essentials to any vegetable garden: sun, water, and soil. Let's think about sun.
Plant them in rich, well-tilled soil, away from shadowing houses or trees. Out in the open, where they can be warmed by life-giving sunshine.
Your plants need good sun exposure. Plants use sunlight as energy to make food in a process called photosynthesis. Be sure to select a spot for your garden that gets good sunlight from morning through early afternoon. Your plants need a lot of sun, but the late afternoon sun can be too much, so a little shade during the afternoon is good. Observe patterns of sunlight as it changes throughout the day. Be aware that the sun's pattern moves north as we approach the summer solstice and south in the winter. The sun also helps to heat up the soil, the plant's home. Water. Let's think about water.
Because Mother Earth gets thirsty now and then.
Like us, plants are living things that need water. Plants use water to get nutrients from the soil to their leaves and flowers. So you want to be able to keep your garden of plants consistently watered. There are a few approaches to watering your garden that you could take. You could use a watering wand. Soaker hoses or drip hoses are a good approach depending on the size of your garden. Broadcast watering using a sprinkler or a watering wand is another approach. But if you use this type of system, be sure to water early in the morning or late at night. For this system, you can use a timer to set your watering times for those early morning or late night waterings. Access to water is essential for any victory garden. Soil. Let's think about soil.
Anywhere and everywhere we can find good soil to nourish the seeds. Good soil and sunshine to make them grow.
Soil is where plants live, their home. Soil gives plants stability, helping to anchor the plants in their spot. The soil is also a major source of nutrients needed for the plants for growth. So if you're creating a garden right in your yard, you want to be sure your soil has a good mix of clays, sandy soil, and organic material. A good soil mix for happy plants is 1/3 clay base, 1/3 topsoil with sand, and 1/3 organic material like composted leaves, manure, or mushroom compost. The soil should have a nice deep brown or black color and a pH level around 6.5 to 7. If you don't know your soil's pH, you can get a soil sample box like this or like this from your extension service and mail it to their lab, and they'll send you a report which includes your soil's pH as well as recommended fertility amendments of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Your state's cooperative extension service can help you create a plan for amending your soil for a great vegetable growing. You can amend your soil with things like blood meal or with rock phosphate. Just 2 examples of things that you can get at your local big box home improvement store. Blood meal is for nitrogen and organic. The rock phosphate is for phosphorus. Here at Old Salem, we add a complete organic fertilizer called plant tone, or garden tone, that we add to our gardens. Depending on your soil's composition, you also want to add organic materials such as compost to be sure there are enough nutrients, good texture, and biological activity in your soil. You can use products like the black cow manure. Here at Old Salem, we add composted leaves for our soil each year. You want soil that drains well, no standing water, but also that retains moisture. It may take some time to get there, but keep at it. Over a couple seasons, you will have a soil that plants will be happy to live in. Mulching is good for pathways and perennial plantings because it keeps the soil moist. For this, you can use leaf mulch, like we do here, straw, or non-treated wood chips to help hold the soil in place and maintain good moisture levels. Avoid pine straw because it has a lot of tannins and can add acidity to your soil, which your plants won't like. A good way to test the quality of your soil is the squeeze test. Take a small amount of soil in your hand and squeeze it, then press on a clump of soil. If it breaks up with a little pressure and has a good earthy smell, then you have good soil. The garden soil can be tilled to mix amendments together into your soil and prepare seed beds. But be aware that tilling also breaks up organic matter in your soil and you lose nutrients and soil life. So try to keep your tilling to a minimum, or even not at all if possible. Square foot gardening and raised beds is a popular way to garden in home yards. You might want to look into that method. Here at Old Salem, we garden in the same gardens started by the people of Salem 250 years ago. We grow our plants in wide row raised garden beds, or mounds. So this video should get you thinking about how you can make sure your victory garden has everything essential for the plant's success: sun, water, and soil. Hope to see you next time for another episode of How to Create Your Own Victory Garden, when we will transplant those tomatoes out into the garden.
Fresh food, good food. Food packed with the rich minerals and vitamins we all need to keep healthy, strong, and fit. Fresh food, good food. Food from our own backyards. Food from the gardens of victory, grown by you and me. It's a great way to have fun and get plenty of healthful exercise. They're discovering that the closer they get to the good earth, and the more they drink in fresh air and sunshine, the more courage and strength they have to face today's problems and meet them like true Americans.